I think that women are more powerful when they feel good about themselves.
Amen. Amen.
Yep.
We talk about that all the time.
Yep.
Right? Showing up as your best self.
Yep.
Whatever that means to you. Welcome to the Collective Mic, the podcast where women leaders get loud about what really matters. I'm your host, Joyce Tody, founder of Collective Women's Leadership. We are not here for fluff. We're here to lead, build, and rise together. Whether you're climbing the corporate ladder, building your own brand, or redefining leadership on your terms, this mic is for you. So let's get into it. All right, welcome to the Collective Mic, where we spotlight bold voices and women rewriting the rules. Today's guest is Las Vegas luxury hairstylist, beauty industry powerhouse, and all-around boss, Gela Hunkins. Welcome to the Collective Mic.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here.
We're talking about the grind, your glow up in hair, and how really Gela went from working behind the chair to becoming one of the most in-demand stylists in Las Vegas. I have been lucky enough to be your client for, I think, 15 years, and watching you powerhouse through in everything you're doing has been amazing to watch. So I'm so thankful that we're having this conversation today. And as many of you know, you see her on a lot of our Collective Women's Leadership reels. She is a mentor. She is someone who truly represents our trade school industry, women who are trying to figure out maybe college isn't for them, maybe they want to go into a trade. And Gela is the epitome of making it truly successful. So formalized education is not necessarily for everybody, but learning something in a trade school, you've definitely redefined that. So Gela, I want to get into it with you today and really talk about your start in hair and your journey.
Okay, well, thank you for that. That was so amazing. You made me feel like a rock star. So I decided to go to cosmetology school because I had a girlfriend who decided that she wanted to go, and she was really trying to convince me to go. I grew up in a household where we did each other's hair all the time, and my mom was kind of the neighborhood hairstylist, and we were just really good at it. I actually wanted to be an archaeologist, though.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And I decided that it was going to take too many years to get through school, and I just didn't think I had it in me. So my girlfriend convinced me to go, and I went, and I was just great at it already. I started cutting my dad's hair in 7th grade, actually.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So, because my mom was doing it, and she taught me, and then I started cutting his hair. So I was already skilled.
Yeah.
So when I got to cosmetology school, it was just a breeze for me.
And what state are we in?
Montana.
Wow.
Yeah. I went to cosmetology school in Butte, Montana. It was called Butte Academy of Beauty and Culture.
I wonder what the culture was.
And it honestly, my mentor was Dar, and she was just a badass. And she was very inspiring and very, very talented at mentoring all of us. So, yeah, it was I felt very prepared when I left there compared to other students who went to other schools. So I was proud to come from there. It was supposed to be the best school in Montana. So,
did you start doing hair in Montana?
I did, yeah. I worked there for about 8 years before I moved to Las Vegas.
Oh, I didn't know it was that long.
Yeah. So I started out working commission my first year. We did not have mentors back then. It was just not a thing. At least it wasn't in Montana. So I did learn a lot from the woman that hired me, and I was commissioned for about a year, and then I went on to booth rental my second year out of school. So running a business for 29 years.
Good for you.
Something like that.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people probably don't know that you are a lot of people coming out of trade school have a really unique opportunity to become entrepreneurs and small business owners immediately.
Yes.
So maybe walk us through kind of the early days or a few mistakes that you made in terms of being a business owner at such a young age, because I'm not sure in what industry that can happen. Obviously, there are people that find their own companies very young, but very few who go out and are true business owners.
Yes. It was very challenging because I really didn't have a lot of guidance. It was just, I had literally paved my own way because there just wasn't a lot of information, a lot of guidance, mentors. So, I mean, I feel like a lot of stylists now, they can jump on YouTube or any ChatGPT, anywhere, and find as much information as they want. But back then there just wasn't that. So it was just paving my own way. I think one of the biggest things that I honestly wish that I had a mentor was guiding me in like retirement, right?
Savings.
Yes, health insurance. Like none of these things are offered to you when you're an independent contractor. And just understanding that part of business where you're, putting money aside for taxes, preparing for taxes, finding an amazing accountant, just like the back end of business when it comes to hair, because it's not just hair every day. We have so many back end things that we have to worry about as far as like being independent.
What are the top 3 mistakes that you wish, if you had to just choose your top 3 mistakes in terms of coming out of trade school, becoming an independent contractor, becoming your own business owner, what would be your top 3 takeaways for our audience for people either who have children coming out of trade school or are coming out of trade school themselves, that they could really use these top 3 things of not making this mistake?
Honestly, exactly what I just said, and understanding to start a retirement fund immediately.
First and foremost, first find a really good accountant.
Yes, and starting a retirement fund for sure.
And insurance.
Yes, and just making sure that you're taken care of. Social media.
Right now, right? Obviously,
Yes.
this was not a thing 29 years ago.
But it is now.
Correct.
And I was very, very resistant when Instagram came out, 12 years ago?
Sure.
And very resistant. I didn't like it. I thought it was inauthentic. I watched people lie on there. And
it's the Wild West. They still lie.
This illusion
so
of
crazy.
something. Yeah, I mean, we see it every day.
Every day.
They create this illusion for people. And I just disliked it so much that I was so resistant to starting a page, even wanting to be involved. And, fast forward, I realized like how powerful it is and I wish in that moment I would have just jumped on it and been authentic me.
Right.
To obviously advance my business.
Right. And we'll get into that. I definitely want to get into the Wild West of social media as it pertains to hairstylists specifically, because I do think there are hairstylists on there who call themselves luxury hairstylists who may be charging these crazy amounts, and the end result could be something totally different. So we'll absolutely get into that.
Yes.
So you walked us through Butte, Montana, and then your journey to Vegas. How did that start?
My grandparents used to snowbird to Vegas.
The OG snowbirds.
Yep, they were ranchers, and they loved Las Vegas. And so they would come home in the spring when I was a young girl and tell me all about Las Vegas. So I was like, I want to go there and check it out. So I came down here when I was 22, and I love the weather because Montana is so cold. It's like 9 months of winter. And I saw the Bellagio, and I was like, I'm going to work there. That's where I'm going to work. I had no other vision, but that's where I'm going to work, and that's what I did. I came out here, and I worked at the Bellagio for 2.5 years.
Wow.
I kind of felt like I wish I would have talked to, stylists about working on the Strip a little bit because, you end up not building a clientele. You don't have a local clientele. So it's like a lot of transient, a lot of people that are frequent Las Vegas. And I kind of wish I didn't waste my time there, but I did learn a lot. I learned a lot about customer service. That is really, truly when I learned what customer service was.
Sure, in a 5-star
Yes.
in a luxury resort on
Yes.
the Strip, which is at the time when you're talking about working at the Bellagio, just for our audience, the Bellagio was the end all be all in terms of luxury places to stay on the Strip. There was no Wynn, there was no Encore. So they did have the Bellagio, and that salon, correct me if I'm wrong, is coveted and was coveted at the time as probably one of the top salons in the world.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
you really cut your teeth and started grinding there.
Yeah. So I was there for about 2.5 years until I realized, you know what, building your brand, building your business, like really gives you the space to, for obviously your future business, right? And building a clientele. So I was like, I have to venture out. So I started working at a local salon a couple days a week, and I was working at the Bellagio for 4 days a week until I could feel comfortable moving out of the Bellagio and that income. So,
Oh,
and then
because
from
that's
there-
kind of like a guaranteed income
I mean, kind of.
if you work.
Right.
If you work.
I mean, you're
in a
working
place that's fed
commission.
to you. Okay.
Yeah, you're working commission. But yes, just having that foundation of, your hard work and watching those clients continue to come back is a lot different than working in a hotel when you're, relying on their clientele to support your income.
Absolutely. That has to be. So your first jump was to Vegas from Butte, Montana.
Well, it was actually Bozeman, Montana, because my
Bozeman,
first
right.
salon that I worked at was called GW Design in Bozeman. So I moved from Butte right after I graduated to Bozeman, which I love Bozeman. It's fun.
Bozeman to Vegas, to Bellagio, Vegas, which the Strip is a whole other world, as everybody knows.
Yes.
So then working there a few years, really learning those key customer service traits that you needed to learn from behind the chair. And then finally taking the leap into a salon. And what made you that confident and not scared? Well, I'm sure you were scared, but what was going through your head in terms of making that next jump?
As far as
Not working for a salon, not working commission based.
confidence. I mean, I knew I could do it. I did it in Montana. I built a clientele in a year, and I knew I could do it. I have never had any doubt when it comes to building.
Right.
So me not understanding, I was like, I want to work at the Bellagio. It's so glamorous, But me not understanding that there's no foundation there. There's nothing.
Yeah.
Like the day you walk out is the day your clientele is gone. And when you build and build and build like I have over the years, I feel very confident and comfortable in my daily income.
Really, we're here to talk about, your story inspiring new graduates.
Yes.
Or new graduates from a trade school, or women who have been in their trade a long time. And maybe they have not taken continuous education seriously from a trade perspective. So maybe educate us on what that looks like and what you've done to separate yourself from just being behind the chair doing hair. There's nothing wrong with that. But if we have a woman listening that's been doing hair for 20 years in a small to mid-sized town and really wants something else and trying to reignite her fire, what are the steps that you've always taken for your continuous education?
So first of all, I worked for Kerastase. And Kerastase gave me an amazing foundation for education. We did a week in New York, and we learned how to educate. We learned how to have presence and educate in front of a crowd, to feel confident, all of those things. So they really, really did give me a foundation in education and educating, right? And then I went on to work for Bombshell Extensions, and I traveled all over the country and taught classes, and that was wonderful. It was really impactful for me because still to this day, I still have students that reach out to me and ask questions,
Yeah.
So, and I love that. I want to help however I can. I'm not a gatekeeper by any means.
Right.
Every year I search and find 3 classes. I don't care. It could be just something that inspires me. And I do not care if I only take away one thing, I got one thing, right?
Yeah.
Maybe it's something that I already know and I've seen 100 times. But maybe they have something on the business end that inspires me. And so if I just take away one thing, but every single year I pick 3 classes. Sometimes I spend $10,000 a year just on continuing education because it's so important to me. And it's important to me that my clients know that I'm staying up with everything that I possibly can. Like I know every single extension method there is out there at the moment.
Right.
And my clients know that. So, and I think that inspires them too, because they're like, oh my gosh, Sheila, she tries to bring whatever she can to the table every time, right? It's not like, oh, well, my stylist doesn't do that. She doesn't do that new method. No, I do it.
Right.
Yeah. So I just want to be able to offer that to my clients too, the latest, the greatest, whatever it is. And also, sometimes I learn things that I don't agree with, and healthy hair is so important to me. So honestly, just the continuing education is, I think, the most powerful thing. I just find that I see a lot of stylists that get a little stagnant and they think they know everything, and I just have never felt that way. We are in a constant changing field. Trends are coming and going. I watch the 90s trends come back through. I watch all of these color trends come back through, and we're constantly changing. And if you're not willing to change and move and grow with the times, then you'll get left in the dust.
Yeah, like any other industry, right? So it's it's the same. Confidence behind the chair. So I want to segue into a different topic, which is kind of the beauty breakdown and your confidence behind the chair. So I want to talk about how a stylist and how you learned through the years and your expertise on how you convey your confidence behind the chair. I feel as though I've only been to you for so long, so it's hard for me to talk about personally, but maybe even if I go get a blowout, or if I'm on vacation and I need a blowout or what have you, you exude a confidence that is unmatched with even people that I see walking through a salon, or if I have my appointments with you. The confidence that you exude in terms of your conversation, you're really directing your clients in terms of what is going to work for them and what is not going to work for them. How did you build that confidence behind the chair, which then will go into the pricing as well?
This sounds crazy, but I've just always been a fan of my work. Really.
That's great.
Yeah.
You're your biggest fan.
I am.
That's a huge
I'm always very proud of the work I put out,
Yeah.
And I also understand that you cannot please everyone. There's just, whether it could be a personality thing, it could be just energy just doesn't line up with each other. And so I never get down on myself if there's, that one client that I just cannot please,
You've had to partner, or you've had to, separate ways with long-standing clients and clients all the time as part of your business that in terms of what you all do as well.
Absolutely.
What does it take to go from a $50 blowout to commanding a luxury price point?
This is such an interesting question, because I have built my business on integrity. My clients trust me. I build relationships off of communication and trust. And I feel like my clients, they see value in my work. And so being able to raise your prices, the general rule, the rule that I've always followed is, if you're booked out a few months in advance, you raise your prices $5.
Great.
And then you do it again, and you do it again, and you do it again. And you're always going to lose clients. It could be $5 and you could lose a client. But you open the space for that client that will value you.
Right.
So I never, ever worry about that either. They say that when you raise your price, even if it's $5, you'll lose 20% of your clientele. But for me, it's like I open that space for that other client that will value what I have to offer.
And that's great advice for anyone coming out of trade school. You could work your tail off and grind for a year, be fully booked out, and then start raising your prices. Yeah. So there's no set time frame, right? You don't have to be in it 5 years, 10 years. It doesn't matter what salon you're at if you're non-commissioned, right?
I do believe your prices need to match your value, though, for sure.
Yeah.
So You can hike up those prices all you want, but the value needs to match from start to finish when that client enters the salon to when they leave the salon.
Right.
It has to line up. So it has to make sense,
What do people not see about the grind of the beauty industry?
Well, you see all of the amazing before and afters, right?
That's all we see.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
all you see.
Yes.
And it's beautiful, and you're like, oh my gosh, I want to go to that stylist, but you don't see the education behind it. You don't see the intense labor, the emotional despair, all of the things that we go through to get that look, right?
Yeah.
The time, the energy, the how many times you did that. Like, I always try to remind people only post their best work.
Of course. Yeah, they're highlight reels.
Yeah.
Right? Just as in life.
Yeah. So you don't see the in-between. So you're looking at that stylist and you might think like, oh my gosh, as a young stylist, you're looking like, oh my gosh, they're so amazing. But you don't see that they had a million mistakes in between that before and after, before they actually got to that amazing before and after.
Yeah, the mistakes you're all making now is totally normal.
Yes.
Keep making your mistakes and
Absolutely.
trudging through, right? Because
Yeah.
I think this younger generation has a very heavy weight on their shoulders
Yeah.
in terms of thinking, wow, I want to be Gela when I graduate from my trade school, from cosmetology school. But yet you've been doing it over 25 years, and we're not seeing all of the hard work and grind and dedication and education that you're putting into it. I mean, regardless of the industry, people have to put their time in.
Absolutely.
And this younger generation is getting really caught up in the fact that they can graduate cosmetology school, know everything, be a luxury hairstylist.
yeah.
They're going to have to do their due diligence behind a mentor, studying under a luxury hairstylist. And that's really something that I love seeing what you do. And you truly walk the walk and talk the talk. So since I have been your client, I have probably seen 10 to 15 stylists come through your chair as someone that you're mentoring.
Yeah.
And they are all big success stories. Not all of them are. But what is your mentorship approach? And we'll start with that question. What is your mentorship approach with your assistants?
Well, I always am willing to meet you where you're at. So if you're fresh out of school, if you've already been assisting for 9 months, I'm always going to meet you where you're at. But I will put 110% in if I know you have passion and drive. Like, you will get everything from me. I think what I'm finding with this younger generation is they do think that Instagram. I mean, they do believe Instagram, right?
Yep.
They think that you just graduate and you can watch a YouTube video and just go start creating. And there are some really talented people out there, and I was fortunate to learn hair and I literally could see something and do something. It was very easy for me. But obviously lots of practice, Right. So, I mean, I actually had one of my assistants, my old mentees, come into my room yesterday.
Okay.
And she said, Gela, I've been meaning to come over here and thank you because I do not recognize the person that I was when I started with you to the person I am now. And she's like, I feel so grateful for your guidance. When I first met her, she could barely hold her head up and look me in the eye. And by the time I was done with her, she was so powerful. And she's thriving. She's doing amazing. And I think that mentoring is not just about showing you skill.
No.
It's about you building confidence.
Yeah.
And
a lot of the mentees have to do the work.
absolutely.
I say this with all of my mentees and people that I'm lucky enough to mentor. And I know you also do this in terms of they have got to put the work in.
Yeah.
They've got to show up. They've got to want it. They've got to grind.
Absolutely.
I mean, we cannot, as mentors, I think it's often thought that as mentors in any realm, right, that we come in, they pay us a certain fee to be their mentors, and we give them all the answers.
Yeah.
And it's a partnership.
And everybody's journey is different.
So different.
Every single person's journey is different.
Yeah.
We as hairstylists, we gain confidence by doing and getting better.
In anything.
Yeah, Absolutely.
in anything.
Yes.
And I love that because it's no different from, being a trade graduate or cosmetology school graduate to being a undergrad graduate to grad school. You've got to put in the work and the effort, and you've got to put in all the reps and make sure that you're doing it. And there's no such thing as instant gratification.
None.
None. In any industry.
No.
How have you built your clientele that trusts and values your work? Because you are booked out. People, I do think, and I have no idea, I think most of your clientele, you've had a very long time and they're very loyal. Probably, I don't know what that percentage breakdown is. And I don't even know if you take new clients. So how has that worked over the years?
When I was about 26 years old, I took a business class, and they talked about how powerful communication was. And I had no idea how powerful it is. So communication to me is just, and building relationships with my clients, I mean, that is the key. You cannot have surface relationships with people. There has to be depth. And getting to know people and allowing space for each and every one of your clients, and really just building a beautiful foundation of, I think that it's very difficult for stylists too, because we work really hard and do build these relationships. And then, sometimes you might lose a client and you have no idea why. And it can be like really hurtful. It can hurt, and unfortunately it's the nature of the industry, right? Yeah. People see people on Instagram, they're like, oh, I want to try this or I want to try that. Yeah. But really, I mean, I have clients that I've had from day one still. So I think, and I know that building a foundation of communication and integrity and trust and all of those things, that is what creates loyal clients.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll segue into bougie versus business, because you are a luxury hairstylist at the top of your game here in Vegas. So break it down for us in terms of what separates you as a luxury hairstylist versus maybe a non-luxury hairstylist, and what those differences are.
Professionalism. Again, constantly doing continuing education. That is honestly what sets me apart. Building relationships. Just staying at the top of my game always.
Yeah. So with education and confidence, how do you show up for clients as your most aligned, powerful self on days that you are really struggling? Because that's a big piece to anything we're doing when we're talking about the grind and the hustle. And a lot of people are saying that's so outdated, and it's not. I think it's a farce. But
it is not outdated. It's when a stylist or when a client sits in your chair, they want an experience.
Yep.
And they might be going through a hard time. They don't want to see their stylist going through things, right?
No, our hair is in your hand.
Right.
Like, don't cry on my hair.
Yeah. Sometimes I'll have like a quiet day where I'm just like really focused, and my clients are like, what, are you okay? Are you okay today? And I'm like, oh my gosh, I never want to show up that way. But sometimes I'm just like really focused on something. It's like a performance, honestly.
Right.
Like whether someone just stressed me out, an energy vampire got me, there's that aspect of energy, right? And every single day I say a prayer to God that he protects me with his white light, because, energy, people can just suck the life right out of you, Yeah. You're human. You're human, and you kind of have to put on a performance, and every single person has a different personality. So you're like, okay, Joyce is coming in today. We're going to talk about business today. We're going to talk about that's all we're talking about. Like, how can we grow? How can we get better? What can we do?
What are we doing now? Yeah.
Yeah. So every single person has a different personality, and just it is a performance, honestly. Yeah.
Do you believe beauty and leadership are connected?
Absolutely.
Right. Yes.
Because, I mean, we talk about this all the time with CWL, right?
Yep.
Showing up,
Yep.
looking great,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
It's not, it's, I find it fascinating when, I have a very casual look for work, right? It's not dressed up, dressed down. I always wear tennis shoes. I want to be comfortable. I want to focus on hair, not on my feet. So
it's consistent.
it's consistent. Yeah.
Right. Do you believe beauty and leadership are connected?
I think that women are more powerful when they feel good about themselves.
Amen. Amen.
Yep.
We talk about that all the time.
Yep.
Right? Showing up as your best self.
Yep.
Whatever that means to you. But we were almost canceled on the internet for that. In
I
one
love
of our
it.
reels. Wasn't that
Cancel
great?
us.
Cancel us. No,
Try.
that's
Just
fine.
try.
Just try.
Just try.
So we're going to go through Gela's style secrets. So what are your go-to products and tools for hair right now at the moment?
Oh my gosh. So I decided a long time ago I can never work in a salon that doesn't carry Kerastase. Kerastase is like everything to me. Like I literally cannot do hair without it. So because it's a repair line and it's constant. We live in the desert. It's a terrible place for hair and skin.
And our water is very bad.
Oh, it's very hard. Yes. So Kerastase. I use everything from Kerastase.
Do you have a favorite hair dryer, curling iron right now?
Yes. I love the Gamma blow dryer, Italian. Curling iron is the bioionic long barrel. I love that one.
Great.
Yeah, it's just.
Are we straightening still? Like, what are we doing?
No, I think the flat iron is the devil, and I want every one of my clients to stay away from it. I think it's a terrible. I can always tell when somebody's using a flat iron on their hair when they come in.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I ground people from. Because healthy hair is beautiful. Let's be honest.
That is true.
Nobody wants broken, dull,
flat hair.
No one.
Yeah. We'll segue into advice for aspiring stylists. Just 3 quick questions. What do you wish someone had told you about the industry?
To never care what anybody thinks.
Very smart. How important is mentorship in beauty?
You absolutely need a mentor.
Yeah.
When you're coming out of school, you know nothing. Just so you know nothing.
Yeah.
And if you think that you can survive, you cannot.
That's right. Absolutely. What is the difference between just doing hair and building a brand?
Well, building a brand starts with confidence. But the difference between building a brand and just doing hair is a legacy, really. Right?
Yeah.
So leaving behind a legacy of, mentorship or hair is hair. Right?
But we want good hair.
Absolutely.
We want great hair.
Absolutely.
All right. Our last fun set of questions, our quick fire round. So your favorite celebrity hair icon?
I can't even answer this. It probably sounds terrible, but there's no one.
There's no one.
No.
Anyone that you looked up to in that realm?
No.
Oh, good. Interesting. Blowout or beach waves?
Blowout.
Last client moment that made you emotional?
Oh, I just had one recently. It was beautiful.
Great. Songs that get you in the zone?
Gratitude by Brandon Lake. That is
beautiful.
Yes, yeah.
Most used hair product in your kit right now?
Oh, it would be the newly launched gloss drops. I love those.
Newly launched gloss drops?
Yeah, they just launched
from
them.
Kerastase.
Yes.
I assume. Well, Gela, you've shown us and helped us know what it's like to go from Butte, Montana, to Bozeman, Montana, to the Bellagio in Vegas.
Yep.
To out on your own. Thank you for being here today. I hope any aspiring stylist, anyone graduating from cosmetology school, or even if you might be stuck in a rut, anyone for that matter, gained some really valuable information from you today. I can't thank you enough for being here, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you. This was fun.
How can they find you if they want to book a hair appointment with you?
You can go to my Instagram,
which is
Gela.hair.
Gela.hair. Okay.
And you can go to the link tree.
Link tree in bio to book your appointment.
Yep.
Perfect. Well, thank you again for being here.
Thank you.
I hope you loved this episode as much as I did. For more tips on elevating your leadership, please follow us on Instagram, Collective Women's Leadership, or visit our website, collectivewomensleadership.com. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.